This week, Rlcs Worlds will be taking place in Lyon, France. The end of the 2025 Rlcs Championship Series will be this Sunday. And in a season filled with highlights and rivalries, we are finally going to see a world champion. And we will be breaking down everything that's going to happen this week, as well as a little recap of the things that have happened this past season. My name is BeastBound and I'll be your host for this video about what could very well be the biggest Rocket League event this year. Rlcs Worlds is the event that every player dreams about. The chance to truly become a world champion in Rocket League. But before we talk about Worlds, let's have a look at the things we've missed so far this year. The 2025 Rlcs season started on January 3rd, and every Rlcs event until now has counted towards the World Championship in Lyon. Competitors of Rlcs had to collect points over the year to attend one of the two international events named Majors, with the first one being the Birmingham Major back in March. These 16 teams attended for a chance at that elusive major trophy. In the run-up and qualifications for the Birmingham Major, both in North America and Europe, a last-second victory on the third qualifying series saw a victor take that final spot for both those regions. North America's Gen G ended up making the dream run 1 week after GK had proved it possible in Europe. Both these teams finally allowing themselves in that top 4 that would eventually qualify for the major. Majors are always events where anything is possible, but the number 1 seed from Europe headed into this event, Karmine Corp, was determined to take the trophy home. Karmine Corp ended up having to beat the Ultimates in the final, but with a top 4 that featured 3 teams from the Americas, Europe had been quiet. Especially on their home tour, you'd expect them to be a bit more present here. The Rally Major. Since the beginning of Rlcs, every winner we've seen so far has always been either from North America or Europe, with EU taking the most prizes by far. But for the first time in Rlcs history, a non-major region took the crown. Team Falcons, featuring Rawas, Galeas and Turk, won the NA Major and showed the world it wasn't just possible, it is happening. With one of the cleanest major runs we have seen today, they ended up beating Dignitas in the finals to claim the region's first ever major victory. Favorites and previous major winners Karmine Corp had gone out early with a top 8 finish, losing to the MENA C2, Twisted Minds. New teams stepping up and new coaches showing their impact made this one of the most competitive offline tournaments we have ever seen. With Worlds just up ahead, there's been one other large tournament recently, however, which saw 16 out of the 20 teams that will be competing at Worlds against each other. The Esports World Cup. Held in Riyadh from August 14 through 17, this S-tier multi-game tournament featured Rocket League as one of their finishing games. Karmine Corp again showed themselves to be their dominant selves, beating GK in those finals after a dream run from the EU Seed 4. But where does that put us now? Europe. The home region of Europe is also the favorite on paper. Karmine Corp is Europe's leading dominant force this year, winning 2 out of 3 major events we've seen so far. And the pressure is on for them. With the home field advantage as well, they will surely have a lot of support from the blue wall. Team Vitality had standout moments, especially at Birmingham, and continue as a favorite with the same home turf advantage that Karmine can expect. But with a combined 5 World Championship victories between players and coaches, they are not a team to gloss over, especially at Worlds. And both Seed 3 and 4 from Europe have been runner-up in recent events. Both Dignitas and GK are not teams to just forget about. North America, the other major region, has been quiet this year, with only Seed 2, the Ultimates, making a top 2 in international events back in March with the Birmingham final. They are still represented firmly with Energy, the Ultimates, Gen G and Space Station. Energy has had a disappointing year on land so far, but they have been utterly dominant in online events in their region, winning 4 out of 6 qualifiers leading up to Worlds. And with the young rookies of Space Station and the experienced mixed powerhouse in Gen G, NA does pose a threat. MENA. In my opinion, the strongest contender from outside the top 2, with Falcons firmly holding their consistency in international events. They were the first to break the EU NA reign over majors, and they are surely not done. World Champions is in their grasp and they can take it. Twisted Minds, being the second seed from MENA, has also added fuel to this fire. They were the team that upset Karmine Corp and Rally, and they are not a team to be trifled with. South America. South America's presence remains more limited in this Worlds run, having a generally disappointing season with a single top 4 from Furia and a top 6 in Rally by Team Secret. They will want to prove they are also competing for the trophies, and this is the place to do it. As for the other regions, based on previous performances, a large upset is necessary in order for them to really make it to the big leagues. But with every region getting better over time, they are also competing to prove why they are there. Series for series, game for game, and goal for goal. So was that it for the teams? The 4 highest rated regions through the events over this year had a one-time winner-takes-all event where the winner was allowed to participate and allow themselves a unique shot to compete at Worlds. The play-ins. They will be competing against the lowest 4 seeds on average placement over the majors. NA Seed 4, OCE Seed 2, APAC Seed 1 and SSA Seed 1. They will face off in a group-style winner-takes-all double elimination to take those 4 spots. That also means that for 4 teams, they will not get to see the group stage at Worlds. And this will all be happening just on September 10th. The group stage. 2 groups of 8 teams will compete for 4 spots each. With that same double elimination style group, they will determine who ends up in the playoffs and who can take their plane home. But this time it isn't just playoffs that they're playing for, as the upper 2 seeds will be headed straight to a top 6 qualifier, where you can even make it all the way to the semi-finals straight away. Seeding can matter and momentum is everything, but it only gets better from here. September 12th. The lower rounds of groups will be played and we'll be saying goodbye to another 8 teams here. This is when nearly half of the teams will be exiting the tournament. The playoffs. The battles for top 4 and the first 2 teams to exit from that top 8 left over. 4 matchup building up into that final day. And with September 14th being the day that everyone dreams about, Championship Sunday. The final 5 series. The top 6 teams and no more losses permitted. This Worlds will also feature another event entirely, the first 1v1 World Championships. Over these splits, teams and players have gotten chances to sign themselves up for a winner-takes-all 1v1 style way to the top. In the Birmingham split, both Europe and South America got to pick and send their representative, with the French 1v1 specialist Moxie taking Europe's spot and Furia's very own Jan taking South America's spot. In an incredibly close best of series 7 that saw us all the way to game 7, Moxie had to fend off Jan's reverse sweep in order for him to take his spot at Worlds. And for the Rally Major, we saw MENA and North America take it up against each other. MENA's representative ended up being Twisted Minds Nupo, whereas North America found Diaz to be their victor. They faced off in Rally and Nupo ended up convincing the world with a 4-1 that he is the deserved player to be there at Worlds. Which leads us to the 1v1 finals. For the very first time in Rlcs history, there will also be a 1v1 world champion, with either Nupo or Moxie taking the crown. This 1v1 championship will see us finals on Saturday, the 13th. But what else? It's also been known for a long time that Worlds is a great time for Psyonix or Epic Games to announce what the next steps are that we can expect in Rocket League or Rocket League Esports. A lot of people expect another big announcement, especially with how many things we have already seen for the 10-year anniversary of the game. So who knows, maybe we can get a new map or even a new topper. Wouldn't that be nice? Either way, we are going to be there. I'll be watch partying all of this event on YouTube, Twitch, as well as TikTok. So whether you are interested in who is going to become the Rlcs World Champion, you want some of those drops, or you just want to help a coach who's trying to make it, come say hi this week. I appreciate you for watching. My name has been BeastBound, and I'll see you in the next one.